What's up, guys? Take a hit. Got a late one for you guys tonight. And I'm going to start this one off by saying I'm going to try a new strategy, guys, going into the future here. I'm going to try something new because I can't handle this anymore. I cannot handle other coins pumping that are not talked about at all. Okay, this makes my radar go off. Okay, you have content creators here for the last 7 years, since 2019 that I've been here, talking about bull runs, price action, riches, wealth transfer, ISO 22222 bullshit, Bitcoin going to 500,000, XRP going to 589, Ethereum going to 25,000, blah, 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 blah. But over the last 7 years, I've noticed something, guys. The coins that we want to pump, they might pump a little bit, 4x XRP, 3x Bitcoin, 5x Bitcoin, 4x Ethereum. But why is it that I'm not invested? Why are we, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, are not invested in coins that really pump? I mean, really fucking pump. Like where you put $1,000 in and you come out with like 100,000 or 200,000 or $1 million. Because that's what would have happened if you had put like $10,000 into Zcash about 2 months ago. Because Zcash is at $650 right now. Now, I've bought Zcash. I've sold Zcash. I've thought about Zcash. I've thought it could be good with their Shield protocol. I've seen the Twitter posts about Zcash. I see Twitter posts about Litecoin. I see Twitter posts about Bitcoin. I definitely see Twitter posts about XRP. I mean, guys, we can't go a fucking second without seeing an XRP is about to have a majestic pump in 5 seconds post. Okay, but Zcash? Nothing. I haven't seen a single fucking YouTube video on Zcash in the last 7 fucking years. And you're telling me this shit goes from $20 to $650 in a fucking week? And nobody talked about this? Nobody knew this was coming? This reminds me back in 2020 when the Bearable Bull apologized to his audience for not having a good lead on Binance Coin. Because Binance Coin did the same fucking thing. It went from like $10 all the way up to $400, $500, $600. Now it's at $1,000. Or it was about 2 weeks ago. Why do I not see any Twitter posts about these coins? The real ones that pump fucking hard. Zcash, $20 to $650? That's more than a 10x. That's more than a 20x. Bros. Has XRP, we're promised here an XRP 20x for the last 7 years, and Zcash does it in 5 or 4. I've seen Zcash go through 2 bull runs now. I've seen coins that I'm not invested in pump fucking hard. Doge, missed out on Doge. Binance Coin, missed out on Binance Coin. And now Zcash, missed out on Zcash. Why is this happening? This is why I don't trust all YouTubers. And I'm really not trusting XRP YouTubers right now. At this point in time, the way the markets are, the way the world is, I don't know who the fuck to trust anymore. I don't know who's trusting who. I don't know what to believe. I don't know if Bitcoin is a CIA op. I don't know if Bitcoin was created by Satoshi in his fucking mom's basement. I don't know if I created Bitcoin. I don't know if I'm Satoshi. I don't know if Vitalik Buterin is even a real person. He might be a robot, the way that dude acts. Can't tell if Brad Garlinghouse is sincere or not. He's a businessman. He's a billionaire, corporate billionaire. I'm assuming, I have to go with my logic here. I'm assuming he's just as corrupt as the rest. Now, I see posts every day about people talking positively about XRP, people talking negatively about XRP. Oh, Brad Garlinghouse is dumping all their XRP on the retailers from their escrow, whatever the fuck. Whatever. Um, the information now is just so convoluted, especially at this point. Um, Now that leads me into my next thing. We are approaching my mark of $80,000 for Bitcoin. Um, you know, I told you guys, been telling you guys this was going to happen. I've been telling you guys, just like I told you in my last video, fear and greed index, you can't fail with the fear and greed index. But I've the last few days, since I made my last video, what I'm seeing is this falling hot knife action going on. I'm sure some of you guys are very familiar with that term, the hot falling knife, where you see it drop a shit ton, then you're like, oh, cool, buying opportunity. You buy, and then you try to keep buying the dip. You keep buying the dip, buy the dip, but then it becomes like a hot knife through butter, and you really keep buying the dip and then you start to think like, okay, how low is this actually going to go? And, that hot knife could keep cutting all the way down lower until it stops. Or it could stop right at the top there where you are. So you got to be careful for this falling knife thing, which this is, again, why we dollar cost average every week, every month. I've been putting in $100 every week. Every Sunday I put in $100 now. But I switched that from the every month buy, like once a month buy. But those were bigger buys. Like every month I was telling you guys, I was putting in probably 500 to 1,000 into the market every month, which, pennies to some people, but it's a lot for other people. And then I started to do with $100 every week because as the market starts to drop, I want to keep buying, but I need to balance my fear level, because I'm not rich. I'm not a fucking billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm like barely 100,000-aire. So, 100 a week to me, while I see this kind of blood on the streets, feels comfortable for me, where I can still feel comfortable buying, but keep my shitty, worthless fiat reserves still high. That's another thing, guys. If you're nervous right now, you don't have enough worthless fiat. Worthless fiat, I hate to say it, it is worthless because the Fed prints it, but worthless fiat keeps your mind at ease, your peace of mind at ease. You have to have a stash of worthless fiat, in the thousands of dollars if you're going to be investing this much into crypto. And anyone will tell you that. That's just safe investing. But the crypto market has a way of really roping you in, and you end up putting your whole net worth into crypto, like I do. I have my net worth into crypto, but the difference is I have a big cash reserve on the side. I have a good income coming in. I can depend on my income. And also, I've been in this market for 7 years. And like I tell you guys, this does nothing to me. This does nothing to me. You guys can come here on this channel, and I will be your rock, because I'm ready to ride this shit to the ground. I'm ready to lose it all, guys. I am so fucking done with this fucking matrix system. I'm tired of it. I know for a fact that these people are lying to us. I know people are being paid under the table. I don't know which exact coins or everything in the matrix system, the politicians, the fiat money, it's all fucked up. There's no going back to that. You're seeing the decline right now. But with this crypto stuff, I will find the fucking one. Don't worry about that. I will fucking sift through these bullshit YouTubers, and I will fucking find the coin that will make me a millionaire. Don't worry about that. And I'll tell you guys, but what my hunches are. And right now, the market is really bloody, guys. This is the most blood I've seen in a long time. And I've been preparing you guys for this. If you guys follow my channel, have been following my channel for the last year, you guys know I've been talking about an $80,000 Bitcoin. I've been talking about how you guys were too happy. You guys were jumping in the streets. You guys were fucking wiping your ass with hundreds already. Like, bro, I've been like, I'm not trying to convince anybody here, but I'm not surprised. This doesn't surprise me. And here's why it doesn't surprise me, because on Twitter you have this. You have Jeff Swanson. Bitcoin continues its collapse, ultimately going to zero. You can really see it here on the chart. I don't know if this is sarcasm, but bro, Bitcoin is not going to zero. It's not ultimately going to zero. It's ultimately going to 1 million. And this is why partially I'm not phased, guys, because I know why I buy Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin because I hate this fucking matrix system. Like, I can't take it anymore. Like, they lie, they cheat, they steal. The politicians, they print money out of thin air, enriching themselves. And we're sitting here grinding at our fucking slave jobs. I mean, I have a good job. I love my job. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business. So I think I'm in a better boat than most. But you guys who are in your slave job, you guys are, if you're younger and you're just, you're at that just over broke job, job, just over broke. You have to go through those slaving years and grinding years and working those shit jobs before you ultimately grow into a mature adult that people will take seriously. And you have to use those years to cultivate your craft. So, I digress. Depressed options trader CFA says Sailor buys 8,000 bitcoins. El Salvador buys 1,000 bitcoins. Second highest weekly Bitcoin buy volume in history. Price collapses 20%. Any explanations here? I'll let you guys think on that one. Eve says the bottom is in 92.9. This is 2 days ago. The bottom is in 92.9K for Bitcoin, 3,000 for ETH, 134.5 for whatever the fuck, Solana maybe. That was 3 days ago, and we're 86,000. So he was wrong once again. I'm just keeping receipts for you guys because I don't know if these are bots. They probably are bots. I'm probably just sitting here getting pissed at bots. But it's still important to relay the information to you guys. Max Crypto says, fuck Bitcoin, fuck ETH, fuck altcoins, fuck this crypto shit. I'm done with this scam. This is typical stuff you're going to see when the Fear and Greed X is at a 10. I mean, this is why I'm saying this is a lot of blood. And, it doesn't bother me, but, this guy's clearly a virgin, a crypto virgin. He hasn't been through this before. The Great Martis, this guy I've been following for years. 2 days ago, he says, when the cattle realize Bitcoin isn't an actual coin, but a computer code they just paid $90,000 for, it will head to zero. And I responded with, bro, that's cool and all, but its value is still there. It's a decentralized computer code. He said, but a computer code. It's a computer code, yeah. But whether it's a coin or a computer code, however you want to fucking look at it, coin or computer code, the value is still there. The market is pricing it at $86,000 per code or coin or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You see, this semantics here piss me off. Philacone says, I firmly stand by my target of 35K to 40K for Bitcoin before December 2026. That's next year, guys. So I reposted and I said, that's a year away, you stupid fuck. Why are we making projections into 2026? What does that do for anybody? And I really don't think we're going back down to 35K or 40K. Like, I really don't, because then you'd liquidate BlackRock, you'd liquidate MicroStrategy. I mean, you wouldn't liquidate them, but they're trying, I believe, and there's a post up here by Christopher Green. I'll just go right up to it because it was actually really great. I thought about it too. This post here by Christopher Green, he says, I'll summarize it for you. He basically believes that the deep state is waging an attack. This is an attack on MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor by short selling his stock and forcing the price of Bitcoin down with it. That way, the government can seize the bankrupt Bitcoin holdings as a net neutral purchase and distribute to the shareholders. I'm just reading his tweet. BlackRock and government coffers. Essentially, they take out Saylor, drive prices down, control the Bitcoin market, essentially nationalize strategy like they've done with the big banks in 2008, 2009. Take it a step further, and this was always the plan, and Saylor is in on it too. Occam's razor. That is a very deep post, guys, and I actually really believe that is part of what is going on right now. I really do believe this is part of it. Like, I think Saylor definitely knows what's going on. That's why he's not nervous, because he knows. They guys, you got to understand. Remember, we talk about narratives. We talk about the deep state. Obviously, I don't call it that. I call it the Matrix. But these people all get together on the weekends, just like you do with your friends, and they talk about how they're going to fuck us. I know you don't believe that. Let that sink in. Just like the Knights of the Round Table. I tell my friend this all the time. He just writes me off. He thinks I'm crazy. But dude, these guys get together on the weekends over at Epstein's Island, and they talk about how to fuck the public and how to suck us dry, guys. Suck us fucking dry. And this is why we buy crypto, because whether it's the CIA, whether the government is in on it, whether the government is not in on it, whether it is actually a decentralized form of currency, the answer is it's still very valuable, and everybody wants it. It doesn't matter what's going on. The fact is that Bitcoin is a black hole. It absorbs everything. if what they say, the only way we'll find out the truth about Bitcoin is if it actually does go to zero or goes to straight up 1 million. But while we're in this wavering period of like bullshit 50 to 80 to 100, nothing's going to happen in these ranges, in my opinion. But I really do think this is an attack on the retail investors like you guys and us and me. MicroStrategy, anyone who's holding crypto is being attacked right now. And I firmly believe that. And I firmly believe that's why you have to buy a little bit every week. So that when this happens again, I will tell you when I feel it's going to happen again, I'm still thinking 80,000 is the lowest. I don't think the public can handle much more blood right now. I think they're like literally being squeezed like hard. And I'm just going by what I think the market sentiment is. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with that. I think it's kind of long. Anyways, have a good night, guys. I'm not one of my angry videos. Sorry about that. I know you guys like to laugh at me. I know. It's cool. But kind of more a serious video. But anyway, have a good day, guys, and peace.